Welcome to my next UFC predictions video as we have UFC 305 Israel Adesanya versus Dricus du Plessis next Saturday night, August 17th in Perth, Australia. Just going to give my predictions for the main card. And remember, as always, that the card is subject to change. Before I give my predictions, though, I just want to cover a few things. If you're a fan of the UFC and you like prediction videos as well as UFC fight reaction videos, and you want to help me out with the YouTube algorithm, would you be so kindly to hammer fist that like button? Share this video with anybody that you know that likes the UFC or likes watching fights. Put this video on any one of your social media platforms. Don't forget to sound off in the comment section about what your thoughts are as far as my predictions go. Predictions that you have of your own of UFC 305 or any other UFC cards that are coming up, as well as any future fights that you want to see or just favorite fights in general that you have. Whatever you want to put, just put it in the comment section. At the end of this video, with about 20 seconds left, I'm going to put some different videos that you should watch. I'll put my 2023 fight reaction highlight reel right here for all the fun reactions that I did in 2023. Again, with 20 seconds left, I'll put Alex Pereira versus Yuri Prochazka 2 right there, which is my most viewed video on my channel. I'll put Pereira versus Jamal Hill right there, up there. And then I'll put, most likely, Islam Makhachev versus Dustin Poirier right there again with about 20 seconds left. That's the end screen. That'll be the link to those different videos. And then, of course, last but certainly not least, you're watching the video anyway. Don't forget to hit that sub button, subscribe to the channel, join the team, show your damn support, and be a part of something special. And you never know what you're going to see on JDev TV. Kicking things off in the welterweight division, we have Li Jingliang versus Carlos Prates. Prates is really good, although he's lost a lot of fights. He's got a huge reach advantage for a guy in the welterweight division. A 78-inch reach advantage compared to a 71.5-inch reach advantage. Li Jingliang, I don't know. I guess the fans like him, but I'm not too impressed with him. I know he got dominated once by Khamzat Chimaev. He will occasionally mix a takedown here and there. But Prates is really going to play the reach game. He's going to have measured strikes, and he'll have these like strikes where you think he's throwing a kick, but it's actually a kick knee, and he essentially KO'd somebody with a kick to the midsection. So I'm going to go with Prates in this one because I think he's just a better fighter, and he's also the younger fighter, so that has a lot to do with my prediction. So I'm picking Carlos Prates to win against Li Jingliang. Next up in the heavyweight division, we have Bam Bam Tuivasa versus Jairzinho Rozenstruik. Interesting fight here. I was thinking that Rozenstruik would fight Derek Lewis next because somehow, some way, they haven't fought yet. Tuivasa hasn't won in a long time. I think the last fight he won was against Derek Lewis. I didn't actually look it up. I'm pretty sure that's correct there. Rozenstruik's more of like a measured, he's got a smart game plan, and he'll typically win fights and then lose fights, win fights and lose fights. Tuivasa, is on the downslope. He is the younger fighter. He's more wild and crazy. We most likely won't see a takedown in this fight, but I'm going to go with Jairzinho Rozenstruik to beat Tuivasa, just outpoint him. But hey, if Tai Tuivasa knocks him out or wins the fight in a spectacular fashion, we're probably going to get a shoey, and I would love to see that because it seems like it's been forever since we had a shoey by Tai Tuivasa. But I am picking Jairzinho Rozenstruik to win the fight, although I'm not 100% confident in that. Next up in the lightweight division, we have Mateusz Gamrot versus Dan the Hangman Hooker. I wish this would be a really exciting fight, but the fact of the matter is Gamrot is going to go for takedowns, most likely. I don't think he wants to stand and trade with Dan Hooker because Dan Hooker is legit. However, he can also take punches if Gamrot wants to mix it up. I mean, he took, in his last fight, a kick right to the dome by Jalen Turner and didn't even really flinch. That was crazy because that would have knocked out everybody else in that division, I think. With that said, though, with the ability of getting the takedown, last fight I watched Dan Hooker get taken down in was against Dustin Poirier, which was a crazy fight, at least for the first round or two. I just think it's going to be too much for Dan Hooker. It's only a 3-round fight, so he can essentially unload the tank early on if he wanted to. But I just think Gamrot is going to be too good and get too many takedowns and control Dan Hooker. So I'm going to pick Mateusz Gamrot to win this fight in the lightweight division. And then in the co-main event of the evening, in the UFC flyweight division, we have Kai Kara France versus Steve Erceg. Usyk, of course, is coming off of that last fight against Alexandre Pantoja, which everybody says that Usyk won. I have not watched that fight yet. I did not watch that card. I didn't want to pay money for the card. No offense to those fighters, but it just wasn't. Aldo coming back, okay, great. I'm not like a Jose Aldo fanboy, so I just didn't want to order the card. I think I can watch it now if I want to do on ESPN, but I just haven't yet. It's probably on YouTube as well. But for this fight, Usyk has got obviously the height advantage. He's going to have actually a little bit less of a reach advantage, but I just think Usyk is too good. And I personally haven't been all that impressed with Kai Kara France. I mean, he did beat Cody Garbrandt, but I mean, a lot of people beat Cody Garbrandt these days. He lost to Brendan Moreno, and I just think Usyk is really good. Hopefully, he's had enough time to heal from that fight against Alexandre Pantoja. That was, what was that, in May? So it's been only a few months, but I think he'll be good to go, and I think he's going to get the job done against Kai Kara France. And then in the main event of the evening for the UFC Middleweight Championship, we have the former champion Israel Adesanya taking on the newly crowned champion as of January, Dricus du Plessis. I was hoping that these guys would fight when Israel Adesanya was the champion. I thought du Plessis would win no matter what then. Now I'm not 100% sure on this. For some reason, like, I'm scared of Adesanya as the challenger because I think he'll have more of a killer instinct. He's coming off of essentially a long layoff. I think the last time he fought was in September against Sean Strickland, where Strickland he didn't really have an answer for Sean Strickland, but this is a different fight. The problem is Dricus du Plessis is more, he's got more aggression than the other fighters that Adesanya has fought. Not all of them, but like Paulo Costa, he's kind of like a laid-back guy. Robert Whittaker, he's good, but he doesn't do a lot. Du Plessis can strike, he can throw jabs, he can throw overhands, but he also can get takedowns, and I think he can actually control Adesanya down. Whereas in the second fight, specifically against Robert the Reaper Whittaker would get takedowns, and Adesanya would get right back up. So with the ability to control Adesanya, I think du Plessis will get more points than the judges there. He might knock out Adesanya. I don't know. Du Plessis tough. And looking back on the Strickland fight, I haven't rewatched it. I thought Strickland won the fight, but it was close, but maybe not as close as some people are saying. So I think they definitely, if he gets the job done against Adesanya, they definitely need to have another fight because Sean Strickland deserves another chance at that title because arguably he won that first fight. But it was, du Plessis looked really good too. He was at first he didn't, but he started figuring out Strickland and adjusting to Strickland's Philly style. So I'm going to pick Dricus du Plessis to win. I'm not 100% confident on that. I'm more like 60-40 at this point. I'm not a big fan of Israel Adesanya. Sometimes I think he's a little cringeworthy, but he's really good too. He plays, he doesn't throw a lot of strikes. He kind of waits for you to do something. If Adesanya can be super aggressive, that's going to be helpful to him in this fight. But I don't think it's going to happen, and I think Dricus du Plessis is going to win. I don't know how far it goes, how long it goes, but I am picking him to win. So those are my predictions for UFC 305. Again, it's just my predictions. I could be wrong. I had every main event prediction right until Bilal Muhammad beat Leon Edwards, which I actually thought might happen. But no, their first fight, Leon Edwards was piecing Bilal up until the eye poke. So I went with Leon Edwards, and then look with that. Leon Edwards didn't look good at all against Bilal, and congratulations to Bilal Muhammad, because I'm actually liking Bilal Muhammad. For everybody hates on him so much that I actually started liking him. The fight against Gilbert Burns, I started liking Bilal Muhammad. So he might be in my top 15 of all time, or not all time, but favorite fighters, just because everybody hates him so much. But I think he's really good, and he looked really good in boxing-wise. Again, the boxing that he did do against Leon Edwards. So again, those are my predictions. I'll say this again, you already heard me say it. If you're a fan of the UFC and you like prediction videos and reaction videos and you want to help me out with the algorithm, please make sure that you hammer fist the like button, Hulk smash the like button, however you want to call it. Share the video with a friend, put this video on any one of your social media platforms. Don't forget to let me know your predictions for this card, future predictions, future fights that you want to see. Any fights that you really like that you just want to talk about, leave those all in the comments section. Remember, I'll put my 2023 fight reaction highlight reel right here. I'll put Alex Pereira versus Yuri Prochazka 2 right here. I'll put Islam Makhachev and Dustin Poirier right there. And then Pereira versus Jamal Hill at UFC 300 right here. And then last but certainly not least, don't forget to hit that sub button, subscribe to the channel, join the team, show your damn support, and be a part of something special. You never know what you're going to see on JDev TV.